All right. So welcome to Bravo School of English. Today I'm going to talk about the way that you have to prepare for English examination, especially for those students who are being preparing, or if you are a Mathematics 6 student, you have to see this clip video because I think that it is useful for you and you can get some tactic or strategy in order to prepare for your reading and also do a test properly. Okay, so I want to share some strategy which is related to the skill of reading for comprehension because it is very important for lots of students have a problem with the time management when you go for a real test and then you might not be able to do a test in a certain time. So it is very bad thing that we have to reconsider in order to make sure that you could be able to do a test for sure, right? So basically lots of strategy for reading for comprehension might be accessible to lots of resources that you can see from the website or any kinds of tutorial classes. But for me, I just want to share something that it is very common that you could learn and be ready for that. So what you need to realize or what you need to prepare about the reading for comprehension is that you have to have plenty of a chunk of vocabulary, right? So the vocabulary is very important for a student to understand or comprehend the text properly. So for reading for comprehension, especially in the real exam of like TUGET exam, CUTEP exam, TOEFL, IELTS, SAT exam, lots of this kind of text or the tests have been emphasized on the reading for comprehension. So we need to understand the text properly. But the first thing that you have to understand the text properly, you have to have the understanding about the vocabulary. So I would like to share some tip or strategy that you can gain a lot of vocabulary in a certain time, in a period of time, right? Basically, the vocabulary is considered can be categorized in the various texts, okay? For example, if we go through the economy, right? We go through the political science or the medical fields, so we need to separate in each vocabulary in each type of text. For example, like if you want to understand something about medical field, so there's a lot of jargon or even specific terms in academic text, right? So we need to be focused on recalling vocabulary first because it is very important for everyone to understand something first, and you can understand and you can eventually comprehend the text properly and you can go to the question type and the reading text, okay? So the first thing that you have to remind for yourself is that vocabulary in each particular text. So here it is very important for the student to get used to the vocabulary which is appear or see in the text type, okay? The second thing that I would like to share is that you have to get familiar with the types of text. For example, if you go for the SAT, reading for comprehension, is kind of like the test pattern is go through the analysis or the critical thinking is required for this kind of test. Even IELTS examination or TOEFL examination, right? The reading part is considered as the most difficult task because you have to regain or recall a lot of knowledge in particular text, and even the vocabulary is kind of very difficult as well. What you need to do is that you have to go through the pattern of tests in order to make sure that you can manage your time on the real exam and manage your time while you practice at home, okay? So this is very important because if we understand, if we get familiar with the text type or the pattern of text, so we can effectively manage our time, right? So it is very important when we go to the real exam. So be focused on the time management and get used to with the actual test or the pattern of test, okay? The last thing is that you need to identify the question type in each particular text. For example, like reading for comprehension, heavily focus on the type that use analytical thinking, right? For example, like if you have to find the main idea, the topic sentence, the inferences, the like detailed information in the text. So we need to read again and again. So once you read again and again, you need to be faster reader, right? So first of all, maybe you can have like a 3 times for recalling the text or the reading. But what you need to do, you need to recall the vocabulary at the first begin or use the strategy of skimming or scanning. And then you can keep into the detail or to be more specific detail in order to make sure that you get the real understanding of the text, okay? And try to summarize or make your own, like a summary by your own way in order to make sure that you could get the real answer from the question types, okay? So again, I would like to share 3 tactics for today. The first one is that the reading comprehension is very difficult, so what you need to do is that recall lots of vocabulary in particular text. The second thing is that you need to get used to the actual text or even the pattern of text in order to make sure that you can manage your time effectively when it comes to the real text, okay? And the last thing is that you have to identify or categorize the different types of questions in order to make sure that you can get the real answer and be sure that you made your critical thinking, because it's very important, okay? And finally, I have to share, this is very, very useful for you, because keep concentration and keep reading is the main thing that you can find in your own tribe when you want to get a successful person. And wish you luck on your exam. Thank you. Bye-bye.